the Revari remix before the Rajasthan election, just ahead of the polls. To remember, 2023 is going to be the year when Rajasthan will be voting to elect a new government after 5 years, right in the end, and it will be just before the crucial 2024 elections. As the Bharat Jodo Yatra exits Rajasthan, today Ashok Gehlot made a big announcement, a googly of sorts. He said the Rajasthan government will provide cooking gas cylinders at 500 rupees for people under the poverty line and those who are enrolled in Ujjwala scheme. I first want to play out for you what the Chief Minister of Rajasthan said.
स्टडी कर रहे हैं, अगले महीने बजट प्रस्तुत करूंगा मैं असेंबली के अंदर, इसलिए अभी मौके पर मैं एक ही बात कहना चाहूंगा, बाकी मैं और घोषणाएं करूंगा बजट में। पर जो ये नाटक किया गया उज्ज्वला योजना के नाम से, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने गरीबों को LPG कनेक्शन दे रहे हैं, चूल्हा दे रहे हैं, और वो टंकी खाली पड़ी रहती है, कोई ले ही नहीं रहा, क्योंकि 400 रुपये से 1040 रुपये तक हो गई रेट गैस सिलेंडर की। मैं इस मौके पर घोषणा करूंगा, ऐसे लोग जो BPL के हैं, गरीब हैं, उज्ज्वला योजना जुड़े हुए हैं, एक कैटेगरी की स्टडी करवाएंगे। उसके बाद में 1 अप्रैल के बाद में साल में 12 सिलेंडर 1400 वाला 1040 वाला है, वो 500 रुपये में हम देंगे सबको। ये मैं आपसे वादा करना चाहता हूं।
So is it just an election jumla that has been thrown up by Ashok Gehlot ahead of the election, and is it just a message to the common people, to the common voters, to the BJP, but is it also somewhere got to do with the internal tiff and the politics which is going on within the Congress party in Rajasthan? Joining me to discuss this, Ranveer Singh Pathania, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We also at this moment have Ashpreet Karyal, spokesperson of the Congress party. Gentlemen, welcome. I want to start with you, Mr. Karyal. If Mr. Gehlot was so worried about the common people, about the problems and the hardships that they have been facing, the rising prices of the LPG cylinder, which has been, incidentally, since 2014, has been increased, in fact, more than a dozen times. He had more than 3 years, Mr. Karyal, to, in fact, implement a policy like this. Why? And that too, now he said, from April 1st. So a pure election tactic, isn't it?
Not at all. See, one, you asked why were we not able to do this before. Pehli baat to, there is no mention time as to when a certain policy has to come. It is for the government to decide and see, when it can possibly be brought out, given the resources, given the, given all the other relevant factors. Number two, back in the day, we were also busy distributing 1,000 to to the farmers per month, 50 units of free electricity, social security, which is of which is being given to 1 crore people. And vis-a-vis the COVID time also, we turned out to be one of the best performing states, and even the WHO recognized us. Now, at a time when there has been bad news after bad news vis-a-vis the Bharatiya Janata Party, that is also known as the bad news generating party. It is, whether it be inflation, unemployment, poverty, all the other issues. At this time, a party like Congress has, come out as a breath of fresh air, and this policy, 12 cylinders per year for the people below the poverty line at rupees 500 is great.
Mr. Karyal, why should this not be taken as a Revari, an election Revari? And let me, quote you a data to further this point. The RBI data shows that for Rajasthan is among the top 10 states with the highest debt burden. The debt to GSDP ratio, Rajasthan is among the top 5 highly stressed states for a state which is already reeling under such economic hardships. You think that, this is a wise move by Mr. Ashok Gehlot, or he will put, where will the money come from?
100%. This has been, embraced by the people with a huge smile on their face, because everybody knows it for a fact that under the Bharatiya Janata Party's sham Ujjwala scheme, there were cylinders that were being given, but they were empty because the rates were crossing 1,000 bucks. And at a time like that, it comes as a big relief, as a big respite from the Congress party, vis-a-vis the funds, vis-a-vis the resources. साहब नियत की कमी होती है जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी में है. Despite the central government's funds haven't been able to do anything, but we, being in the state, Now we'll do it.
सर नियत के साथ कुछ मैथ्स की भी जरूरत होती है, कुछ इकोनॉमिक्स की भी जरूरत होती है. Your treasury in Rajasthan doesn't show very bright numbers for you to in fact take up a scheme like this. But Mr. Pathania, you heard what Mr. Khadyal is saying. It is the Congress party which is thinking about the people, and because the BJP has continuously been putting the burden on the people ahead of the elections in Rajasthan, Ashok Gehlot has decided he is going to stand up for the people. That's the argument of the Congress party.
Ankesh, very simply and very sweetly, this is pure histrionics and gimmickry. But if gimmickry would have been able to deliver goods, Rajasthan by now would have turned into an happy oasis of a state. So we could call it also bad economics, bad politics. This is just an election jumla. And if you kindly decode the statement, अगले महीने जो बजट होगा और उस बजट में मैं ये प्रपोजल लाऊंगा. Oh, my dear sir, the elections are due in Rajasthan this year. So this is another reverie, another we could say election stunt. But you keep one thing, I will request my learned friend from Congress to keep pencil and write it on. It's in handwriting, it's a writing writ on the wall in Rajasthan that Congress is going to be routed out of Rajasthan. It has
but Mr. Pathania, when yes, Congress makes an announcement like this, it becomes a reverie. When the Bharatiya Janata Party, rather in Himachal Pradesh or in fact in Gujarat, the elections that just in fact wrapped up, or even in the MCD here in Delhi, when it comes out and talks about free electricity and what are the pension schemes for in fact old people, that doesn't counter into the Jumla factor, is it?
Sir, Ankesh, you have put out a very, very relevant question. The point remains, there is a water-thin distinction between reverie and reaching out to the underprivileged and the virtually needy people. So the law of the land remains that there has to be equality before the law. But there cannot be equality amongst the unequals. My point is that this point, no doubt, they are reaching out, we welcome it, they want to reach out, but the intention is not sincere. The intention is just to hoodwink, the intention is just to offer and then run away. The intention is what they let them come out with a white paper.
Is the intention just to hoodwink the voter? Try and throw this in the election year. Or was Mr. Ashok Gehlot with this announcement not only was reaching out to the voters but also trying to cement his position as the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, throwing a challenge of gauntlet for Sachin Pilot as well?
In front of Rahul Gandhi, sir. In front of Rahul Gandhi. That's it.
First, now please hear me out. First, Mr. Gehlot has performed outstandingly well on education, on Medicare, on employment, on women empowerment, on the law and order. And as far as, this issue is concerned, people said the same thing at the time of OPS also. How will they do it? Will they be able to do it? Are the funds there? The economy is this, that, like you are saying. But we did it. And we'll deliver this also. Please do not mistake us for the Bharatiya Janata Party. And number two, the BJP spokesperson saying you're going to be ousted from Rajasthan.
Okay.
I think he has forgotten the reality check they just got very recently, in 3 states, MCD, Gujarat and Himachal. You had all 3, you just left with 1. And coming to this issue, Revari issue, 15 lakh rupees, is that a Revari or is that not a Revari? You did not even deliver it.
But Arshdeep, the Himachal government, the condition of the Himachal government and the exchequer, the treasury there is also in a very serious situation. It's a highly stressed state. The fact is that the government is yet to form a cabinet and then, of course, sign on that issue of OPS. Does just bad economics, why does it make such attractive politics? Politicians is that question that perpetually will have to, answer. But for the voters right now, as Mr. Ashok Gehlot has thrown, a googly whether
in order to do welfare and development for the people.
Welfare,
and last but not the least, is the Bharatiya Janata
trust me, with welfare schemes, you also, if the governments were so careful about the welfare scheme, Rajasthan would have not been one of the highly burdened, tax burdened, and also a burdened state as far as the economic stress is concerned, Arshdeep. Let's leave it there. No point me and you talking over each other. It's for the voters who have to decide eventually whether Mr. Ashok Gehlot's promises would hold any water and influence as far as the voters are concerned the upcoming elections of Rajasthan. That's all the time that we have in breaking news. News and updates continue on NDTV. Stay tuned.